I don't know that there has ever been a more obvious answer for who to root for in a finals, World Series, but
Yeah.
whatever, like it championship than Astros Braves.
I'm trying
Can
to
you think of one?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, you know what it was? You know what it was?
Yeah,
When Dirk played with the Mavs, was playing LeBron and D Wade and Bosh, and Dirk was sick, and LeBron and D Wade were like fake coughing to mock like him being sick, and the LeBron had just formed the super team in Miami. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like other ones, but I know what I understand.
It was also,
point taken.
It was also Cubs, Indians.
Oh, really? You thought that was obvious? Who to cheer for?
I mean,
because the Indians had a long drought too. I didn't know. I guess I was living in Ohio, so I was surrounded by people that were cheering for the Indians. And,
at the time, I remember doing a search of. I think I did. You can do a Google Trends thing, and the only place that people were searching Indians more than Cubs was Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's funny because
maybe that was
to me. It was very split because like I saw all sorts of Indians friends, and I felt like a loner being the one guy in my community that was cheering for the Cubs. But,
yeah,
that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah,
Anyway, but point taken. Yeah, this is very, very obvious, which is interesting though because I think people historically maybe don't love the Braves because they in the 90s they were like very, very good, and they had a large presence with the TBS. You know, showing games nationally. And it was like, I remember thinking like the Braves were like the National League version of the Yankees almost. That like it was those two teams were just like inevitable. And like whether, I think the Braves won. Did they win in 99? I don't think so. I think they made it 99. The Yankees beat, man, I don't remember.
They made it. They didn't win. The Yankees won.
They won it in 95. And then the Yankees won it in 96. I don't know, but the Braves had the run in the 90s. I think they only won one, but it felt like they were there every year. It felt like they were in contention. They were kind of like the Dodgers are probably now, where it's like the Dodgers have actually only won one, but on the National League side, it feels like the Dodgers every single year are winning the World Series. So yeah, it is interesting because to me, growing up, the Braves were not a team that people would rally behind, but I think this Braves team is very likable. I think Freddie Freeman is like kind of the face of the Braves, and he's certainly a likable guy. And the Astros are the exact opposite of that. Everybody hates the Astros.
And I also think, Mark, that Atlanta sports in general have had it so bad in the past 5-10 years that like everyone's like, you know what? Well, we really hope you have this one. And the Astros cheated to win their last World Series. It is almost wild to me that they're like let back in. Do you know what I mean?
Who let them back in? I thought we kicked you out of this party.
They faced very little retribution. They didn't even have to face the stadiums in 2020 because of COVID. Now, sure, they've gotten booed, but like I don't think it's the way it would have been.
So here's my question. If the Astros win the World Series, does this – my fear is – and I made the argument, by the way, that the Jose Altuve redemption tour is coming. I don't think this year is – I don't think like if the Astros win and Altuve's MVP – I don't think everyone's walking away from it like, oh, maybe I was wrong about the guy. I think he's got to switch teams. I think he's got to go to a different team.
He can't do it as an Astro.
Yeah, I don't think it can happen as an Astro. But my fear is that the Astros, if they win the World Series this year, that almost lends credibility to the theory that the cheating wasn't actually that big of a deal because it was just like kind of a, you know what I mean? Kind of like how the Patriots cheated to win like basically every Super Bowl and everyone was like, Tom Brady's a fraud. And then Tom Brady won a Super Bowl without cheating. Yeah. With the Buccaneers.
You're testing me a little bit on this one, but you know what? I see where you're going with it. I'll let you have it.
Are we worried about that? That like if the Astros win, then all of us that were complaining about cheating, maybe we have to be like, okay, we have to, we're not going to give up the fight. Let's be honest. We're not going to go like, okay, we were wrong. It's not how it works as a sports fan, but we're going to have to regroup. We're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what the point of attack is because maybe banging on trash cans can't help that much.
Actually win the whole thing. Wow, I hadn't thought about that. And now that you say it, I think it's even more imperative that the Braves win because
Braves
you're right.
Have to win.
You're right. That will if the Astros do it this year with largely the same team, to be honest. I mean, some coaches have changed, players obviously have changed, but like it's not completely different.
A lot of familiar faces. A lot of familiar faces. Yeah.
Then I think you're right. I think it'll give Houston, Houston fans will become the worst That's what'll happen.
Yeah,
If they'll be like, oh, so now everyone who said we're cheated, like, we can do it on our own. Like, and it's like, yeah, but you still did that. You still ruined people's careers because like pitchers are still not in the majors anymore because you guys banged on trash cans, you stupid idiots. Like, come on.
You ruined Darvish, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Also, Houston doesn't have anything else. The Rockets are not good. The Texans are very much not good. And this is like, I think this should just be an eruption of, because I think Houston fans realize that baseball's all they got right now in terms of like superiority over the country. So when the Astros win, it is just going to be however many months the baseball offseason is, 5 months of just like suck it,
2
America.
months.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah, a month and a half. And then opening pitch comes and they're right back where they started. Just like, we're the defending champs. Kiss our the Braves have to win. We need the Braves to win.
For America's sake, and so that people don't. Yeah, no, the Braves
but
have to. I'm rooting for the Braves now.
It is interesting though, because I do remember a time when the Braves, like the idea of saying like the Braves are America's team and everyone's rallying around the Braves, that would be very controversial itself. But I think you're right that enough time has passed since the 90s, and we've watched Atlanta choke and everything a million times.
Literally
over.
There's not a sport. I don't think there's a sport they haven't choked in.
Yeah, that now there's something endearing about the Braves, and the fact that they're playing the Astros helps a lot. It's kind of like, honestly, like not to bring everything back to LeBron, but we talk about sports, so you kind of have to. LeBron on the Cavs against the Warriors when they had Durant, and and you're like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm cheering for LeBron. I want LeBron. LeBron's an underdog, and I hope LeBron gets his done, because screw Durant joining the Warriors. I can't cheer for that guy and that team. No.
Totally. But it's a good point, because I think the Braves were the team of anyone in the South who lived anywhere where there weren't professional sports or where college sports were the thing. Like the pro sport, everybody I know who grew up in the 90s, in any neighboring state or any state that's not, any state between Texas and say North Carolina, like you're a Braves fan because those are the games that they showed.
And it's funny. It's funny meeting people from the South, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm from Fayetteville, Arkansas." So I'm like, obviously a Braves fan. I'm like, how is that obvious? It's like
what?
It's like a 12-hour drive, isn't it?
And it's because of TV rights. It's literally because. So I think that this could be the PR that the Braves needed to like really reclaim being loved. But yeah, God, the Astros, man. And they beat my Red Sox, so screw them.
Hey pals, thanks for watching the People's Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.